Hey, what's cracking, Game Skulls? Welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind. And happy Monday to everybody. Got a whole brand new week starting here, and a brand new version of OBS running on the streaming machine also. Had to make a lot of adjustments to my settings and stuff through the weekend, kind of go through, make sure everything still worked since we upgraded to the newer version. And I think it's working fine. Hopefully if there's any problems, then people let me know. Hey, Golden, what's going on, buddy? You have a good weekend, I hope. I know I did. I binge watched season 5 of Cobra Kai on Netflix. It's kind of a guilty pleasure since I'm a child of the 80s. That show just calls to me for some reason. But tonight in the grind, it's going to be kind of a Cayo free grind, with Cayo cooldown being what it is. It really doesn't play as much of a role in the grind anymore, which has definitely slowed things down. Can't earn as quickly. But I am enjoying doing stuff that I hadn't done for quite a while, like this right now. I'm in the middle of a crate sourcing mission. I didn't think I would ever do a crate sourcing mission again once Cayo was in full swing and I had learned how to do it, like back to back. It was really the best way to earn money, but since they added that cooldown in it, definitely got to find other things to do in between. So where are we at, by the way, money-wise anyways? And then we left off on Friday at around 620 million, I want to say. Or were we getting to 630, actually? I have to go back and look. Well, we're at 634 now, and I didn't play too much over the weekend. So, yeah, 4 million is probably all I did over the last couple days, which is fine, As I've always said, it's not a race. It is a marathon. What I'm planning on doing tonight is getting my crate warehouses all up to like 80 crates and then making the sale. It should be 1.5 million times. I should pull in about 7.5 million. Plus I've got a nightclub sale to do. Plus I've got a bunker sale to do. And with all of that, I'm not sure if I'll even have time for like the ammunition and the mixed goods and the payphone hit, which I usually do as part of that whole cycle too. I may have to end the stream before I get to all that, because I do have to work tonight. Monday nights is never a long stream. It's always a shorter stream. I have to work at 6:30 p.m. my time right now. I'm in Eastern time, and I start work at 9. So I usually like to wrap it up no later than 8:30, and I'm usually actually shooting to wrap it up by 8. So we'll see how much we can get done in the meantime while we do that. I'll tell you what, if I keep getting crate sourcing missions like this one, we probably won't get a lot of it done. These are one of the annoying ones, or this is one of the annoying ones where Rockstar kind of artificially lengthens the time by making you carry the crates back to your warehouse one at a time. It's one of the reasons I actually didn't like crates a lot back in the day and preferred the auto, just because it was so tedious to have to do it this way. Now, there might be a guy laying... Oh, there he is. This guy has been, lying on death's door for quite a while now, because I've been correcting the other ones. Oh. Hey, Boss Gaming. So my secretary is complaining that we can't have these crates out for much longer. Well, if you guys would let me load them up into a single vehicle and bring them back, they wouldn't be out this long, man. Come on, man. Rockstar. Get over the... I feel like this is so old school at this point. Like, I'm using a buzzard. I'm doing crate sourcing missions. This feels really, really old school. And I think I saw my agents were starting to collect their crates too. I saw a couple notices going on. So I got to see where we're at crate-wise. I want to sell at least 80 crates per. Oh, Darnell just sourced 3. Nice. Because I think that's one of the ones that was a little bit lower on crates too, like down in the 60s. We'll see where we're at. I really do like the ability to do this in private sessions, though, in invite-only lobbies, because jumping back to your office is so much easier now, because the invite-only lobbies load really quickly. They don't take forever to jump into the way a public lobby does. And even though I used to do solo public lobbies, I would use my firewall to block ports so no one could be in the lobby with me, so I could do all this stuff and not get griefed. Even so, those public lobbies took a long time to load, even though I was the only one in them. So it's just, I think the only other improvement they could really make to this is maybe just letting us call our secretary and sourcing the crates that way. I mean, that would be the only other thing I could think of that would really make it that much better. So let's actually, I'm going to grab my oppressor so I can go through the yeah, it looks like all the crate warehouses have finished their agent sourcing. I probably should have just done this one while I was here, but it's all right. I like to do them in order.
Well done, boss.
I like to do them in order because when I go to do them later, I want that same line. If I do like one in the middle and I go to the ends and do the others, then when I go to do them later after the 48 minutes is up, I've got to remember which ones went which, because you can't do them until they're done, each one. So anyways, so I tend to do them in a straight line. So let's go down here. We'll start at the end. We'll start at Cyprus, and we'll work our way north, and then we'll see where we're at. The agents also definitely help a lot with getting the crates. I know they only get like one, 2 or 3 like every 48 minutes, and that doesn't seem like a lot. But if you're just like kind of AFKing and just every now and then you maybe set an alarm or something and remember to go run through and do them again, they build up quicker than you think they will. And you don't really spend any time doing this. It takes me like maybe 4 minutes to go through all 5 of my warehouses and set these agents in motion. But the only thing, like I say, I wish we could do is I really wish we could call our secretary and start a crate source mission just from anywhere. And they still have not fixed the terabyte thing either, by the way. You can't call your terabyte in and do it, not in an invite-only session. The terabyte, if you try to do any kind of sourcing missions out of it, it still thinks you have to be in a public lobby. They have not fixed that. But as we said last week, it's still quicker to just jump sessions into your office anyways than it would be to call and wait for the terabyte. So it kind of doesn't really matter that much. But they should still fix it because it's obviously not supposed to be like that. It's obviously a bug. I'm curious to see how long it'll take them to fix it, or if they ever will. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We still have the Titan and the it's the other really like slow, lame little plane that you get sometimes. It's not the Dodo. It's the Cuban. That's right. So the Titan and the Cuban missions are still messed up, or can be, and that's been that way from the very beginning, and they still haven't fixed that. So I'm going to guess that this terabyte thing, it might be a really long time before they fix it. They might not ever fix it. We might be in the next GTA by the time they even notice it. Speaking of that, I know there's been a lot of weird news lately. Rockstar put up some kind of a goodbye page to GTA 5 and GTA Online, and so there's a whole bunch of YouTubers making videos now saying, are they cutting support for the game? Are they going to just kill the game? They're going to yank the rug out from under us? I kind of doubt it. I mean, they just started GTA Plus, so it seems like it would be kind of silly, unless they're going to tie GTA Plus into the next one. Well, I mean, they probably will, but it still seems like it would be silly to actually just like end this game. But like I said this past Friday, yeah, it doesn't make sense to us to do that, but then when does half the stuff Rockstar doesn't make any sense anyways. So it wouldn't, well, it doesn't make any sense. It would not surprise me at all if Rockstar suddenly yanked the rug out from under this game. Which brings me to the next question. So obviously it's starting to come, it's starting to be believed more and more that GTA 6 is finally on the near horizon, that, maybe in the next year or two by a lot of people are saying they think 2023. Maybe. I mean, I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me though if it were 2024 when it came out, or even even 2025. The way these guys are milking this thing, but with that in mind, when the new GTA comes out, does that mean there'll be a new GTA Online that's completely different than this one? Like, you know, based in the New World map? Is it going to be completely separate, where you have to where we're all going to be basically starting all over again? I am curious about that. What that's going to mean for online, because yeah, story mode, sure, story mode will be its own thing. It'll be completely different. It'll be completely separate. That's understood. But so many of us have so much time and so much character development, like invested in this game here. How are they going to convince people to make that jump? I guess I don't know. It's something that I've thought about. I feel like maybe they should. I'm going to jump to my office again, guys, so I can start another crate source. I want to get to those crate sale missions as quickly as possible. But I feel like I don't know. Like, I always felt like they would expand this into a real game somehow. And by real game, I mean like server hosted, like sessions hosted on their servers. Maybe move this whole game into that format, and then just expand the map to tie in with the new GTA or something. I mean, but that might be a tall order. That might not be easy to do. And there's so many limitations from this game too that I don't know how expandable it is. No, you got to stand in just the perfect spot, don't you, to sit here? All right. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't know how they're going to transition from GTA 5 Online to GTA 6 Online. And if there will be any kind of tie-in, if you'll be able to move your character, if you just basically, it's a whole new game and you just have to start over. Not really sure. So let's see. We've got, what is he, 66%? 65, 63. All right, 63 is going to be the lowest amount, so we'll grab 3 crates there. How many do they have? 70? Okay, yeah, and we want to get to 80. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do with that. It's a conundrum.
You gonna make some deals?
Let's see.
Hi there.
By the way, if I get one of the new missions, there's 2 new crate sourcing missions. There's the auto shop one. I'll do the auto shop one, but I will admit it, I get pretty annoyed with the NPCs that come after you in that one, in the cars. They're ridiculously fast, and they melt you so fast. Where is this thing? Okay, it's right down here. The one I will not do is the one if they tell you to go up to that bar that's up north by the military base. Can't think of the name of it. If they tell you to go there, I won't do it. If they tell you to... Okay, this is going to be another single collection one, isn't it? Yeah, because it's going to be where they've stolen the product. You going to, like, show me? There we go. Oh, it's the Trackify one. Oh, okay. Actually, I prefer that one to the one where they're running away. I'm going to go toward the one that's furthest from my warehouse first. I assume that Rockstar wants to maximize the time I spend doing this, so they're going to put it as far away from my warehouse as possible. But we'll see. Anyway, of the new crate sourcing missions, if I get the one where you basically end up having to go underwater to blow open the crates, I will not do that one. It's too tedious. It takes too long. It takes 20-some minutes. I mean, even if you're just sourcing a single crate, it takes like 20-some minutes. Where is this thing? I passed it right up. I think. Is this him? This isn't it. Okay. Well, at least I got the one that was far away from my warehouse out of the way first. Although now these two have had time to get pretty far away. So anyways, yeah, of the 2 new crate missions, the 2 new crate sourcing missions, I should say, I will not do the one where you have to go underwater and blow open those crates. It just takes too long and it's not worth it. If I get that one, I will just jump session again. I'll kiss the 18 grand goodbye and try again. The auto shop one I will do. It doesn't take too long to do that one. Longer than normal ones, longer than like the OG ones, but it's still doable. But I will say, like I said a moment ago, the NPCs are just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, where is this guy? I'm gonna crash my helicopter, aren't I? Is he under the bridge? Of course he is. Yeah, this is why I need my oppressor. All right, let's do this. I'm getting grumpy here. All right, I'm calling my oppressor. All right, let's try this again. Nope, I think this guy is... Did he go up the road? Yeah, here he is. Okay, there he is. I guess I just had to wait for him to come out. That's our crate. Okay. So what I'll usually do is just run up. Whoa, whoa, hello. Run up. And take it. No need to kill this guy. Now, we will get chased, but that's all right. Oh, they're in phoenixes. Strangely, like, highly dense, massive phoenixes. This van, you know, I don't know about you guys. If you've ever driven a Phoenix, you know that it skates on the ground. It's got, like, the worst traction of all time. So, if you were a player in a Phoenix and someone, like, T-boned you the way I just T-boned that one, you would go flying, like, way, 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 way far. But right now, when I T-boned that guy, he barely moved. Instead, it like stopped my van more than it made his Phoenix. And that's another example of like artificially changing the way things are just to make it more difficult for you in the mission. And the bus. Anyways. But yeah, if you've ever driven a Phoenix, you know what I'm talking about. Those things, they have no traction. I guess they're great for drifting, but I'm not really a drifter. But they do not stay on the ground well. You get in any kind of wreck, and those things go spinning like they're on ice, even if you're on concrete. But I hit that guy head on, and he barely moved, but it brought my truck almost to a complete stop. So clearly physics were altered for that. I'm starting to notice, I guess maybe as you play this game, I mean, you've been playing it for so long, I'm starting to notice stuff like that more and more, like how things are different, just to make things like more difficult for you, but they're not consistent across the game. For example, cop cars. I noticed this one really early on. You've got a wanted level, you're getting chased by cops, and they've got like super speed all of a sudden. But then say you take one of the cop cars, one of the ones that was chasing you, that had super speed, and now you continue your cop chase, you continue running in it, and the other cop cars are now still much faster than the cop car you're in now, even though when cops were in this same car chasing you, it was much faster. So stuff like that is what I've noticed over time. I don't know if it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit. So, all right. So we've got that one done. And, you know, I should probably check and see what is my nightclub popularity at. Because, well, before I do that, I need my oppressor anyway. Let's see. Best personal vehicle. There we go. So let's call Tony. I love the fact that they added this, man. The fact that you can call Tony and you can see what your popularity is at, and then you can also start a nightclub popularity mission from the phone. Yep, 80%. So yeah, I definitely want to. The double money this week on the nightclub safe has been awesome. Basically, if you have 100% popularity, well, like 90% or higher even. Wow. Old school, old school. It's going to be the chrome buzzard. I actually like this mission because you can get it done really fast. For a second when I saw flyers, I thought it was going to be the one where you have to go paste them up like on 8 different locations across the city. And that one's old school too, but I don't like that one as much because this one is really efficient. But anyways, as I was saying, with the safe being on double money this week, if you've got your nightclub popularity up, you're going to collect $100,000 every 48 minutes in the safe passively. That's another one of those things that, you know, if you can stay in the game but just stay like AFK and just kind of keep your popularity up when you need to, like every other time you go to collect money, wait for it to get to 200,000 and then go into your nightclub and collect, and you'll get a text from Marcel while you're in the club, and he'll give you one of 2 really simple missions, either driving a VIP to their home or to the hospital, or kicking somebody out. If it's the kicking somebody out one, it's awesome. It takes literally 20 seconds to complete and you're done. If it's the drive someone home, it takes a couple minutes, but it's still not that bad. The worst one I ever got was having to drive them out to the hospital in Sandy Shores. But that only takes a few minutes too, and it pops it gets your popularity back up to 100% and maxes out your money again. Frog in my throat. Maxes out your money again. So this one is awesome because as soon as you just get in, I haven't done this one in so long. Right at first, when I started doing the call Tony to do the popularity missions, which, you know, they just introduced it like a couple weeks back. Right at first when they put it in the game, I want to say that they had turned up the probability on the new missions, because just like with crate sourcing, there are some new nightclub popularity missions too. And those 2 missions are, one is you have to get paparazzi. You have to go find him. Well, actually, you have to go to his apartment first. You have to hack his computer and delete like all the pictures he has, and then you have to go find him, kill him, and then get the camera and take it back. That one takes a little bit longer, but it's not too bad. Not that bad. The other new one is the drug dealer one, whereas you have to go around, you have to kill 3 drug dealers, and then you have to find their den. Well, I mean, it'll put it on the radar for you. You have to go to where their little hideout is, and you have to go in there and kill everybody in there, and then plant charges and blow their little hideout up. Blow up their little hideout. And that one's, I don't know. That one also, I guess they take about the same amount of time. I want to say both of them do. But what I noticed was when they first introduced like calling Tony for nightclub popularity, it seemed like those were the 2 that you got the most often. You almost never got these older ones like this. But since then, I'll say like in the last week or so, I've noticed that calling Tony gets these just as often as the new ones also. So I think they've evened out the percentages now, where you're just as likely to get any of them, including all the OG ones also. Like I've also gotten the one where you have to beat up the developers' cars, and the one where you have to fly the blimp and play the music and stuff like that. So they've put them all in now with calling Tony. If you guys haven't been doing that, you really should, because even when it's not on double money, the safe still produces 50 grand every 48 minutes. And that's just, you can't beat that for passive money. That's better than the agency safe even, which is kind of funny, because back in the day, the nightclub safe was like one of the most useless parts of the game, but they've actually turned it into something worthwhile. And I like that, because it was sad the way they did it before. They made it so like not valuable. I probably should have gone out to the other one. It's okay. It's all right. I think this should put me back to 100% popularity too, once I get these dropped off. So jumping topics a little bit, mentioned earlier that I binge watched Cobra Kai season 5 on Netflix this past weekend. No big spoilers, but I will say one of the surprises that came out of that show, at least from the plot perspective, for me there were two surprises. One was plot related, and the other was just like real world related to the actor that I noticed, something that I noticed. So I guess the less important one would be the real world actor one, because there's no spoilers here or anything. But if you've watched the show, you know that one of the characters, his name is Stingray, or well, his nickname is Stingray, and he's like this older kind of loser guy who likes hanging out with all the teens, like with Cobra Kai and stuff like that. And last season, how Terry Silver got rid of Kreese was he beat up Stingray really, really bad, and then he paid Stingray to say that it was Kreese that did it, and and he made it worth Stingray's while to take the beating, and that got Kreese thrown in jail for aggravated assault and got him out of the way so that Silver could take over everything. Kind of weak, whatever, but what I noticed that was kind of stunning to me, and it has to do with another show that I watched recently.
Some would call that littering.
All right, so look at this. By the way, the notice just came up for the nightclub safe, $100,000 for 48 minutes, man. You just can't beat that. You really can't. They've made the safe so much more valuable than it used to be in this game. So anyways, jump sessions here. It's time to do another crate source. The actor that plays Stingray, he has this big monologue in one of the later episodes of the new season where he's explaining to the kids what happened with Silver and Kreese, but he can't tell them directly because he's really afraid of Terry Silver. So he's telling it like in the form of a story. And I'm listening to him talk, and all of a sudden I had this hey, look at this, all my money's gone from my office. That's the other thing, when you jump into your office a lot this way, sometimes all the cash is on the floor and sometimes it's all gone. I don't know what happens with that. But I'm listening to Stingray talk, and all of a sudden I recognized his voice. I'm like, wait a minute, is this who I think it is? Because I recently watched a show called Blackbird, which is a really, really like disturbing show, by the way. It's about this guy who was like kidnapping like teenage girls in his van and then basically raping and killing them. And the guy they had that played the criminal that was doing that, he had a very distinctive way of talking. He had like this really high, like falsetto voice, and he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know." And it was like, he's really creepy, really, really creepy. And as I'm listening to Stingray go on in his monologue, it suddenly hit me that, man, he sounds just like the guy from Blackbird. Like like there were parts of it, he went a little higher sometimes in his voice. And I'm like, is that who I think it is? And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's the same actor who played Larry in Blackbird, plays Stingray in Cobra Kai. And anyway, not important to the plot or anything like that, but I was stunned that was the actor. And I'm wondering, I know my wife will watch this sooner or later. She didn't watch it with me. I'm wondering if she will pick up on that too, because she watched Blackbird, and we were both in agreement that the actor that played Larry was just all kinds of creepy, and he did a really, really good job with it. So we'll see if she notices that as well. The other thing that was really kind of a big revelation, and this, you kind of have to be a fan, which maybe means you have to be from my generation. You have to be a fan of Karate Kid and like where it all came from to understand this one. It's another bring them back one at a time. I'm definitely going to want my oppressor for this one, because it's a lot easier to pick up the packages off of the ocean with an oppressor than it is with a buzzard. Half the time the buzzard ends up going underwater. But anyway, the other big surprise that came out, and this is a little bit of a plot spoiler, but it's not a major plot. It's a very secondary plot, so it's if anyone's planning on watching the show, this isn't going to ruin anything major for you. But it came to light that Daniel's wife, who has been in the show, you know, from episode 1, his wife is actually the cousin of the girl from Karate Kid 3. And they've never mentioned that, at least I don't think they have. They've never alluded to it, but all of a sudden in one of the later episodes of this season, it cuts out to Amanda visiting her cousin. And as soon as I saw her, even though she's a lot older now, I was like, is that the girl from Karate Kid 3? And then they dropped all kinds of hints. They said her name is Jessica. She's making mac and cheese, which is what she did for Daniel in Karate Kid 3. And then they finally straight up just said it, you know, that's Amanda's cousin. So that's the tie-in to the Karate Kid 3 movie. Anyway, I didn't see that coming. That was really out of left field when that happened. So, all right. Sorry, guys. Focus back on the game. And I spent my weekend watching Cobra Kai. It's on my brain. So you can sync your what's it called, presser mark 2, but the trick to it is just do not push your stick forward. Don't push your left stick forward, so you never ever point the front of it into the water is what you definitely don't want to do. As long as you keep that front part up, you know. There's a helicopter out here. I assume he's an enemy for me. I'm just gonna get rid of him now if I can. Oh, come on. Wow, this guy. You know, they nerfed the missiles on the Mark II. They can't hit anything anymore, at least nothing like this. Wow, he's keeping up with me too. I might just stop and give him an explosive sniper round. Yeah, I'm going to. I don't want this guy around. If I can do it before I kill him, before he kills me, I mean. I don't have explosive sniper rounds. Are you kidding me? I need to get away. How do I not have explosive sniper rounds? I loaded up before I started streaming, and I haven't used it at all. You know, that's another thing that does happen sometimes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but sometimes you'll jump sessions and you'll lose your ammo from certain weapons. Like, I know for a fact that before I started streaming, right before, I went into my agency and I loaded up all of my weapons. I had full ammo on every weapon, including my explosive sniper. So the fact that he's now empty and I haven't used him at all is complete, like, a bug. It basically, the ammo just disappeared, probably during one of my one of the times when I was jumping sessions. It just disappeared. It's very annoying. Is he gonna come right up to my warehouse? I think he'll actually land, and I think the guys will get out and come after you too, which is fine. They're not gonna be able to do anything. I guess I'll just ignore him. I can't hit him with my oppressor missiles, and my explosive sniper has been stripped of all ammo for some reason. Where is... There it is. So he flew by, and I think he's going to go land out there, and those guys are going to get out. Now, the only thing I will say about those is those guys will hang around sometimes, even after the mission is over. And every now and then, if you, like, fly by them or something, they'll show up on your radar and start taking shots at you. But since I'm jumping sessions to go to my office, eventually they will disappear. When I jump sessions, they won't be in the next one. Oof. I am getting a lot of missions, though, lately that require me to carry back the crates one at a time. And that's a huge time drain when you have to do that. I want to say 2 out of every 3. It feels like I'm getting that mission. Oof. I almost crashed into those concrete things. I don't even know what those are by the airport, like on the beach. They're like these big metal. Almost look like they almost look like caltrops. If you know what a caltrop is, it's like a thing that is meant to get your feet. There we go. Got it. It's like big, huge concrete caltrops. Yeah, I'll show you. These things. I don't know what these things are. Anyways, I almost crashed into them. That helicopter is still out there, but I think he's just sitting north of my warehouse now and not doing anything. Like I said, in the past, I've seen the guys actually get out of that helicopter and kind of come after you. But since, you know, obviously I'm just flying back and forth, I'm not like hanging out there. It doesn't really make any difference. Maybe he started coming back this way again when I flew back out to get the other crate. Yeah, we'll see. Nope, he's still in that same spot. Okay. You know what? I should probably just ignore him. You know what? And I am going to ignore him because he's quite a ways north of here now. If he wants to sit there, he can sit there. It's fine. Only thing is if I keep getting these 1 crate at a time missions, I'm not going to be able to get them all up to 80 very quickly. I need some single vehicle for all 3 crate type missions. Rockstar tediousness. All right, well, there's only 1 more, so I'm gonna fly out and get this. And actually, probably in a few more minutes, I want to say the next agent warehouse, the next warehouse agent cycle will be almost done too. So I think it was around 6:30 when we did that, and now we're coming up on 7:15. So it's like 48 minutes. So I guess maybe another 10 minutes, really. Where is this last one? They're kind of hard to see out on the sea here. That's what I like about, here it is. And this is what I like about the oppressor. I got it. Long as you don't point that nose down into the water with the oppressor, you're fine. He can hover on top of the water, no problem. It's just as soon as you point that nose down, that you'll submerge it and then you'll lose it. But it's much easier to do that on the water than it is with a buzzard. Absolutely. Of course, you do give up a little bit of speed. And speaking of which, I I was doing a crate warehouse sale the other day, and I got the Cuban one again, where there's like 10 drops, and you know there's going to be like 2 buzzards and a Valkyrie. And I learned something. I don't know if it was a bug, if it was just my session or something, going wrong, if it was bugged out, or if this is normal. But what I like to do with that mission is I like to take my Hydra and I'll fly it through all 10 drops and flush out the buzzards and the Valkyrie, and I'll take those out before I go get in the Cuban and or the Titan and try to deliver everything. That way they won't take me down when I'm doing it. Well, I got to the Valkyrie, and for some reason, my missiles and my cannons on my Hydra could not hurt the Valkyrie at all. It was completely immune to me. So like my cannons would go right through it, my missiles would go right through it. Couldn't take it down. So I actually had to land my Hydra on the ground and pull out my explosive sniper and take it down that way. And I don't know, again, if that was just a bug or if that's the way that mission really is. But if that's the way it really is, that's total crap. That is absolute crap that you can't use your Hydra. And it was really weird. I wish I had recorded it, actually, because I mean, my Hydra was basically nose to nose in the air with this Valkyrie, and my cannon was just going right through it, like it wasn't even there. Yet it was still shooting me, of course, and doing damage to me and my Hydra. So something to be aware of if you're doing these, and if you're going to start doing these. All right, look at this. The cash is back. All right, and again, you gotta step at just the right spot to sit down. You go too close, the little pop-up for the right D-pad will disappear and it won't work. All right, where are we at now? Let's go to the warehouse map and see. I want 80 crates in each, so I got 78 in Vinwood, and I got an agent doing stuff. Got 73 in Darnell, 75 in logistics, 77 in wholesale, and 73. So were there 2 with 73? Yep, Darnell had 73 also. So let's do Darnell and Cyprus next. Trying to get them up to 80. Cross my fingers. So far, I have not been getting the crate source mission where you have to blow up the we have to blow up the cargo containers underwater. I have not gotten that one hardly at all. Uh-oh. Saving failed. Rockstar Cloud servers unavailable. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it always makes me nervous. And that would be why. Wow, guys. I think, did Rockstar Game Service just go down? I think I'm still online though, aren't I? Yeah. According to YouTube, my stream is still live, so it's not my internet connection. Huh. Well, let me, pardon me for a minute while I blur this. And, let me, try to reconnect here. Not sure what just happened. I think Rockstar Game Servers might have gone down. Man, if it did, this will be like the 3rd Monday in a row that my stream gets messed with. 2 weeks ago, we had the power outage, the massive storm power outage knocked me out. Last week was Labor Day, so I had a big family event, so I wasn't able to stream for that. And now, internet connection required to play. Well, I should have an internet connection. Let's see what's up here. I'm actually going to go to my, I have a PC that I VPN my Xbox through. I'm going to RDP into that really quick and just make sure that it has a connection. Stand by for a sec, guys. Sorry about this. Oh. All right, let's see what's going on with this. I mean, it's possible that my VPN went out, and that would also cause my Xbox to lose. So we'll see what happened here in a second. Gotta love technical difficulties. And just, you know, I can unblur for right now. But if you take a look at, whoops, hold on. There we go. Oh, yeah, I was watching the delayed thing. Anyways, so yeah, it says I don't have a connection. I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. Oh, and I just saw my VPN connect on this thing. I bet you. I'm not gonna dig into the logs. I'm just gonna make sure I have a connection on it. But I bet you this laptop that acts as the VPN for my Xbox, I bet you Microsoft updated Windows and rebooted it on me. I bet you that's what happened. We'll see in a second here. What a wonderful time to do it, though. Diagnostics, ping. When start. Nope. Yep, that's basically what happened. Thank you, Microsoft. Microsoft rebooted my VPN computer and this killed my my VPN connection for my Xbox, which killed my game session. So just have to reshare the VPN connection really quick. Properties, sharing. Allow other network users to connect through this computer's internet connection. The other network users being my Xbox in this case. Oh no, that thing is down hard. Yeah. Wow, guys. I know what happened, and I hate to say this, guys, but I'm probably going to have to end the stream here. Otherwise, I'll have to put it on hold and walk over and mess around. Real quick, just technical side. I'm an IT guy, for those who don't know. In real life, I support, like, Cisco networking stuff. Here, actually, I can change... Nah, I don't need to blur it. Okay, there's nothing on there. So anyways, the way I do this is I have a laptop sitting in front of my Xbox, and it's got two network cards in it. One network card connects up to my main home network and the internet. The other network card connects down to a router that my Xbox uses. And then on that laptop, I create a VPN connection, and then I share that connection down to that second network card that gets used by the router. A couple months ago, Microsoft released an update that really messes with your ability to connect to it when you're doing stuff that way. It's a bug in their update. And I told you can go into your updates and you can say like you don't want certain updates, you don't want this one, you don't want that, but you can only do it for so long, and then Microsoft forces you to update again. So basically what has happened is that update has come down again, which I know this because I can no longer remote into. As soon as I shared as soon as I unshared my internet connection that way through RDP, I lost the ability to RDP into it. So at this point, I'm going to have to get up, go over physically to the laptop, actually log on in person on it, and fix these before I'll be able to get back to it again. So it's broken. Thank Microsoft for that. So anyways, by the time I do all that, it'll probably take me 20 minutes to get it all straightened out, and by then it'll be time getting closer to when we actually have to end the stream anyway. So I think, unfortunately, for the third Monday in a row, at least I did get to stream for almost an hour here today. But man, Mondays have been really bad luck the last few weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had the power out that killed everything right before the stream started, so I couldn't stream then. Last week was Labor Day. I had family events, so I couldn't stream then. And now today, Microsoft has crushed my stream. So sorry, guys. I'm trying. Trying very hard, but circumstances seem to keep conspiring to prevent me from coming online. So anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up here at this point. I apologize for the unexpected ending to the stream. I'm needless to say, I'm controlling myself here, but there is a long stream of cuss words going through in my head right now. I'm very, very irritated with Microsoft, and very irritated with the fact that they will not allow me to permanently refuse an update that I know breaks my setup. They've become very draconian about that. Back in the day, you used to be able to turn off updates and say, no, don't send me your updates, period. I don't want them. You used to be able to do that. And in recent years with Windows 10, they've changed it so that you can no longer refuse. They basically, if you run Windows 10, you must accept their updates, and your only option, of course, is to stay offline. But obviously that doesn't work for me since I use it as my VPN connection through to my Xbox, so I need it to be online. So anyways, I will correct it again, and we'll be back online on Friday and continue the grind then. I apologize, guys. I'm really sorry about that. But anyways, where is my... There we go. All right, so we will wrap it up here. Again, I'm apologize profusely. That's just really annoying, but we'll get it straightened out, and I will be back on Friday. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and have a great game. It seems silly to say it today. We did not have a great game, but we will try again. I will see you guys later on. Thank you again.